Hi guys, this is Dismal90, and I want to read a short story for you today. It's another one from the vault, I guess. Another short story from the vault. This one's called Lucky. It's about card games and brain damage. Bryce loved the feeling of playing cards. The matte texture would grip his fingers as he shuffled them, and it gave him a sense of control. While playing, he felt this assurance that even when dealt losing hands in Go Fish or poker, he somehow could still fashion his fate. He could have accepted the woes of random chance, but instead he saw the blessings. For good, bad, or worse, he still had a hand. More importantly, he happened to be in good company that enjoyed sharing his games. Lane, whom he found a great deal intriguing, seemed to love his passion for games. She would study his serene expression as he shuffled and dealt the cards. With every new game, he went to great lengths to explain the rules, though she never felt that she was being talked down to at these times. Instead, she would listen intently, deeply attracted to the passionate way he spoke and lectured. She found herself asking questions merely to hear him expound, so she could continue to be entranced by his voice. Bryce was no less captivated himself. Every game Lane entered as a novice, she quickly gained ground and became equal to him in skill. He would teach her stratagem after stratagem, and yet in each of his joyful defeats he could not explain her cunning. It lacked precision, and yet in odd patterns he realized he could not fault her intuition. Each of Lane's victories she would merely mount to dumb luck, meekly, but this only made Bryce the slightest bit red. He thought she was very cute when she was flustered. Bryce was so enamored with Lane that he felt it hard to be apart from her. He was trapped, though, in this place regardless. The games they played together they only played in the room. The room, which was merely four symmetrical white walls, had neither doors nor windows nor air to breathe. None of this frightened Bryce, though. After a small amount of time, he both realized and accepted the truth. The room and Lane were as real as each other, and to be free from one would take him from the other. Bryce, Lane spoke as she looked up from her hand of cards, arranged by suit and number. Bryce continued to nervously shuffle his cards in his hand. It pained Lane to see him in denial like this. Bryce, I'm pretty sure you can wake up now. You know I can't, Bryce said while fixating on his cards. I'm not sure that's true, Lane replied. It's far too risky, Lane. We've discussed it before. I may be able to wake up, but I have no idea what state I'll be in. I could be hooked up to feeding tubes. Massive brain damage. If I wake up, I may be trapped in something far worse than this room. Lane turned a bit red. Bryce, you don't... Don't what? You don't hate being here, do you? Bryce finally looked up from his cards. For the first time he saw something other than a smile on Lane's face. You know I don't, he reassured her. But you said far worse. It was a turn of phrase. I do believe that what's out there could be bad, but I would never say anything intending to upset you. I don't think anything ill of you or this place. Lane still turned red, but looked down dejectedly. Lane, what do I have to do to... Tell me you hate this place, Lane whispered. Lane, I don't hate you. I know that, Lane shouted as she came to her feet, the first ever to stand in the room. His grip fell from his hands and scattered both upon the table and the floor. Bryce was now paying attention. I know you don't hate me, but I don't want you to say you like it here. Bryce, please tell me you hate it here. Why would I do that? Bryce asked, the tremors in Lane's arm beginning to shake his voice. Lane looked around the room. Despite every wall being as blank as the next, she stared as if she would burn holes into them. If only she could see a door. I want you to leave, Lane said with a tone of finality, and if you love me as much as I love you, you'll know why. Bryce caught Lane's gaze and followed it to a blank spot on the blank wall. He lurched out of his chair, and in so many small steps came closer to her than he ever had in the last few days. I've spent days here, Lane. I've spent days just staring into your eyes, stunned by the burning red color of your hair. After days of staring, after days when I realized I would one day leave this room, I felt that I would break down and cry. Because after all these days, I'll become sure that there is no one in the world with those eyes. I've never met you. I've never seen you in photos or movies. I think this may be the first time I've thought you, or ever dreamed you. Bryce said as he held her cheek. And the thought of leaving you behind is... Bryce, Lane said gently, tears brimming from her eyes. She took his hand and held it tightly against her chest, just over her heart. Listen for my heartbeat. Your heartbeat? Our heartbeat. Bryce shuddered. Somehow, He gave in to her comfort and closed his eyes. He knew what was happening before the sound of the heartbeat grew weaker, before it was muddled by the dull whine of a respirator, the steady beeps of the heart monitor, and the sad pitter-patter of rain against his bedside window. The sound of Lane. You have to ask yourself. Sorry, I just like singing so much. Hey, this was Distal 90, and that was another short story reading. Please subscribe, because it'll boost my ego and make me feel good and stuff. Okay, talk to you later, guys. Bye.